Hey there, Susan Cingari here. Coming up, my exclusive interview with Vince Anderson, part of the team at the GOAT Combat Agency. He talks about BKFC 16 and how many of his fighters are going to have their hands raised. Hey there, Bare Knuckle News fans. Look who I have in the house today. Vince Anderson of the GOAT Combat Agency. So, Vince, how are you doing today?
Doing well. Thanks, Susan. I appreciate you having me on.
I've been trying to get you on for a long time, but you and your partner, Scott, you guys are so darn busy. But we will get back to that in a minute. First, we have to talk about Jason Knight and his upcoming fight. Talk a little bit about where it's going down, what's happening, and where we can get tickets for the fight.
Okay. So Jason's fighting for IKon Fight Federation on March 5th in Biloxi, Mississippi. It will be on Fight Pass. Jason's the main event. He's fighting a guy named Tory Bogguess, a really tough guy. You can go to the IKon Facebook and Instagram pages and find the tickets. They're on Eventbrite too, I believe. Not positive on that. But yeah, Jason's he's made a decision to make another run at the UFC. So anyone that knows Jason, once he makes his mind up, there's no telling him anything else. So he's interested in getting back to the UFC, and so that's his path right now. So we'll see where it goes.
Good for him. Many of our viewers may not remember that Jason started at MMA. Can you kind of bring us up to date on his photography, so to speak?
Yeah, so Jason, he came up through the local ranks as a real young kid. Ended up making some big splashes in the local and regional scene. He fought for Titan on Fight Pass. Ended up getting called up to the UFC on short notice. I think he lost that fight to a tough opponent. It was definitely short notice, and then he went on like a 4-fight win streak. It was doing really well, and then people started wrestling him and outpointing him, and just holding him down. And he went on a bit of a skid, and then ultimately got cut. I think he lost like 4 fights in a row. Ultimately got cut because of that. And then he picked up BKFC.
And he did so amazingly well in BKFC. No chance he's coming back because I miss him.
I've been trying to talk him into coming back for a while. There's just not, I don't want to speak too much for him, but there's just not too much that interests Jason in BKFC right now. I think last I talked to him, he was interested in fighting like a Johnny Bedford or maybe a Tyler Goodjohn at 145, maybe Jim Allers even at 145. But as of right now, he wants to take this opportunity and try to get back to the UFC. And his ground game, his jiu-jitsu was so strong. Yeah. And he's still so young, so it's almost a shame if he doesn't go back and try to utilize some of those weapons where he can.
We were just talking about some fighters and BKFC. Tell us who is going to be on the card at BKFC 16 from GOAT Combat Agency.
Yeah, so as of right now, we have NoahCutter on the card confirmed. He'll be facing Caleb Harris. I think anybody that follows BKFC knows who Caleb Harris is. He had the knockout of the year. Noah will be fighting Caleb Harris at 165 pounds. Noah had been fighting at 175, but he's coming down to 165 to fight Caleb for this one. I'm pretty excited for that one. Caleb is also a good friend of mine. He lives right down the road. He's an owner and a coach at a gym that I go to. So it's going to be tough for me to watch. But both the guys professionals. This is what they do. They go clock in on that night.
What about coming up? I know you can't probably give away the goods, so to speak, but can you tell us a little bit about who we might be seeing at BKFC 17?
Yeah, well, we also have another confirmed card, another confirmed bout for BKFC 16. Elvin Brito will be facing off against Brad Kelly, which is going to again at 165 pounds, and that one's going to be a lot of fun. They both they're both great guys. They both love to scrap. So we're looking forward to that one too. And we have a couple other that's not confirmed that's a possibility for being on that card. But as of right now, it looks like we have Noah and Elvin on the 16 card.
So isn't Elvin training down in Puerto Rico with, I would call them the gang of wonderful fighters, so to speak?
Yeah. So Elvin lives in Puerto Rico. So right now, Brandon Lambert is down with him. Chris Sarro is in Puerto Rico with him. Britton Hart was just there. She just left. And they're down helping Elvin get ready for his fight. We call it the Jungle Goat Camp or the Jungle Camp. We're building a mountaintop outdoor Phuket style camp in Puerto Rico. It would be training outside, doing hill sprints in the jungle. You're kind of away from everything. You're not going to be able to get on social media or whatever. It just pretty much eliminates all the distractions, and you'll get to train. They'll get to train like Elvin, carrying goats up mountains and things like that.
Somehow that makes sense to me, knowing Elvin. And Puerto Rico is such a beautiful island anyway. You just mentioned Chris Sarro. When can we see him fight again? He's back off of his medical suspension. He's been recovering for a little while. You can see he's been training. We're hoping to get him on the April card. He and Quentin Henry both. We're looking to get those guys set up very soon. What about some of the other fighters you represent? When can we see them back in action? Possibly.
Yeah, we've got a couple of guys that no one's even seen. Well, a guy and a girl that no one's even seen yet. We have Travis Wolf and Courtney Cameron that we're excited about that we just haven't been able to match up yet. We thought we had Courtney on this upcoming card, 16, but things fell through. So we're going to be looking to match her, try to get her, her debut pretty soon.
Vince, talk to me a little bit about how you even got involved in combat sports.
Yeah, so I grew up with Jason Knight's brother, Josh. I was around Jason and his family. And, I'd always been interested. So I'd been I started helping Jason out with kind of some of the business aspect of his career, helping him get sponsors and helping set up interviews and helping with the merch and shirts and things like that. So I've been doing that for some time, even when he was back in the UFC. And once he came over to BKFC, I fell in love with BKFC. I'm addicted, like we all are. I'd had plenty of opportunities to link up with other like management companies, become an agent for these guys, or partner up with someone, start our own management company. But I never found anything that really meshed well with me. It just had to be the right person, the right company for me. And so at BKFC 11 in Oxford, I started talking to Scott Farley, who's Elvin Brito's longtime manager. And Scott and I click. We have the same goals. We have the same ambitions. So we decided to partner up, team up, and create GOAT Combat Agency. So we started it in 2020, about mid 2020. And we're growing. We made a concerted effort to only have a small roster. We don't want to have 50, 60 fighters just because we believe we won't be able to give them the personal representation, the service that they deserve if we have that many fighters. So we chose to keep it between 10 and 15 just because we want to be able to spend that time, that extra amount of time on our guys to make sure that they're adequately represented. We're very selective with who we pick, who joins our team, just because, we want everyone to mesh well. We want everyone to get along. We want to be a family, and we are.
Well, you and Scott have certainly done an outstanding job because I feel like you've created a family with the GOAT Combat Agency, and your dedication, your determination, your love for the sport certainly shows through in everything you do. So speaking of the GOAT Combat Agency, how many fighters do you represent now?
As of right now, I think we have 8 or 9. So we have Elvin Brito, NoahCutter that we just spoke about. We have Chris Sarro, Quentin Henry, Brandon Lambert, Travis Wolf, Jim Allers, Courtney Cameron, and Sheena Starr.
All right, Vince, before we go today, is there anything else you want to add? And please give us your social media handle, sir.
Okay. I just want to thank you, Susan, for the interview. It's always a pleasure. I hope you'll be at BKFC 16. I'll see you there. Yeah, we'll come see you there. Catch me when I'm running around everywhere. So thanks to all of our guys for helping GOAT become what it is. All the fighters, my partner Scott. Our sponsors. We've got some sponsors that stick by us. Rev Gear sticks by us. Fusion CBD, Iron Jaw Custom Mouth Guards. They all take care of our fighters. So we appreciate those guys as well. And so you can follow us on social media. Instagram is GOAT_combat_agency. And then we have a Facebook page, which is just GOAT Combat Agency. And we're always looking for new talent. So if anyone out there that's looking for some representation, pros that are looking for representation, send us a DM or something, and we'll get back with you.
All right. Big thanks to Vince Anderson for taking the time to speak with me today, and a shout out to his partner, Scott Farley at GOAT Combat Agency. And I will see you in Biloxi, March 19th for BKFC 16. Help her go out and share this video. Smash the subscribe button. And remember, I'm Susan Cingari, and no one beats us to the punch.